So nobody's here. So this is we have like the first 10 seconds and nobody has already joined the live stream. So today I have something here. Who may guess what this is? So I'm also trying to use the mic while trying to use the camera while doing some live stream. So today I have a mic here, and this is, I believe you need to correct me. This is a pop filter, or a pop filter is for indoors, but this also assists in the wind. So it's commonly used when for those people who film outside and the condition has not been treated. So it's normally used there. And I have it, I've been using it. But today I want to try using a microphone without it on. So that's what I'm going to do. So as the title suggests, today I'm going to talk about the struggles which you are likely going to face you as a content creator. Content creation is not easy. So I believe it's really nice. Put them in focus. Yeah. I believe content creation is really nice, but as usual, there are a lot of challenges which you are likely going to face. So I've never used this mic. So today we are going to find out how it sounds. So, but adjacent to me here, I have some books. There's one here, Blossoms of Savannah. I don't know which year they did it, but I asked my brother to give him to me, said that I can read it, but I've not put in the effort which is required to read this book. Also, I have another book I used to read, more especially in high school and after I joined the university. So I really used to read a lot of books. Even nowadays, it's kind of, let me first put this mic on, and you on the other side, you will give me the feedback how this sounds like. I require you to give me the feedback since I have to put it on. So I need a feedback from you listeners. So I need to ensure, otherwise I will do a useless work. So I believe the mic is on. Yeah, the show it's on. So I used to read both in high school and university when I joined. But after realizing some YouTube and broadcasting, then that spirit continued to die. So slowly by slowly, and nowadays I kind of found it so difficult to read, but I'm going back to doing it. So we have another one here, Kigogo. This book has been written by Pauline Care, but Pauline is a good name. I love it. And also this Blossoms of the Savannah has been written by H.R. Olekulet. That's a man. I don't have anything to do with his name. And here we have another book. This is I borrowed from my brother. I promised to read, of which I've not done, but I promise I'm going to read them. That's a promise. I'm going to read them. And also we have another here, Adolis House. This is the book, Adolis House. Should I put it in focus? What am I doing? So this is Adolis House. Yeah, I would like to read it and understand what's ongoing with this book. What's going? I appreciate the one who is joining. I really appreciate. Thanks for joining. So, allow me to receive this one. Hello? Hello? Mwagaganagi? Era watingi jetio mete amaja borra ni arafu wano nata tigantu mugana leo. Eh. ya macha bora ni wana da nalini ya chigantu mo bien se ya con iga ba go chaba ke roli mo o ka te ke yera re wana go chabor hata tingu manga iba kwa ke go se pa mu ya bo se ba be go se nyomba da tapwe me sasa wa mambi go mera na to na bo so that's it. That's it. A friend knowing where my whereabouts because I've never missed going to the job, especially each and every day. I show up each and every day. So today I missed and it's nice to have some friends who can check on you when you don't show up because there are others who tend to take kind of an advantage. They are there because they are gain some benefits from you, and sometimes they are not there because they want to please you, but in the real sense, they can't come in hand to assist you. So, as I was telling you, I have some books here as I wait to see some people joining this live stream. We say directly what are the challenges you can face you as a content creator, more especially during your early stages, because I'm also facing them. I've gone through them, and sharing is not really a bad idea. We can just be together and see what's gonna work out. So we have John Steinbeck. I really don't know how to pronounce his name. I would like someone to pronounce for me the name. Is it Steinbeck or Steinbach? Whichever the name. So it's the bag. I can also read. And here is another book. These I read during my high school time, Statistical Question Choksak. It was really amazing. I can remember Simon Sashafa and Grusha. So Grusha was another beautiful lady from the Asian countryside, I can say, and she was in love with Simon, and she always promised that she was she was going to keep her purity for him. So that's a book I also like. We have also Inheritance. I can prefer to read this one first, but really I hate a play. A play I don't like it. You never you never really get to know who you are talking about. Even when an excerpt has been extracted from this, you really don't know what you are talking about when it has been brought. You to give an explanation of who spoke those names or speak that excerpt. So it's an inheritance. I'd like to know what this book is much more about, but I believe it can be a nice book. Or should I have an idea of what it is? But I think it talks about petrol. I believe I read this back explanation. I believe it's all about the explanation and the greed of some people in African continent who really suck and extract Africa for their own benefits. So that's what the book talks about, inheritance. And we have here Memories with Roast. I talked about this book. Not I talked, but I've read a few stories, short stories from this book. And one of it was what amount of land is enough for any given man? I'd like you to comment below. What is enough land? Or what's enough money? What's enough resources? What's enough subscribers? What's enough what? What's enough influence? What's enough subscribers? What's enough money? What's enough women? What's enough girlfriends? Whichever. So that's it. So what are really the challenges which you as a content creator, you as a YouTuber, you as how do those who do Twitter? What's the kind of name which they are given? Are they known as tweets? I really don't know. Tweets, I don't know. But if you are a TikToker, an Instagrammer, Hope I'm getting those name right. Also, we have Snapchat, a lot of social media platforms. Even you may end up naming all of them and you don't come into a conclusion. So, what are some of the challenges which you find? Number one, I believe the number one challenge is these social media platforms are really too much. There are too many, and finding out what you are more passionate about and what you could like to do more or specialize in is one of those challenges which you can face as a first content creator, as someone who is interested to do content creation. So I believe the number one challenge is finding out which is the right social media platforms you are going to specialize in, whether it's YouTube, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Snapchat, whether it's YouTube for kids. I really don't coming out with a clear platform which you are going to specialize first, because some individuals may argue that you don't really need to specialize, you need to do all those platforms. I believe that's garbage, that's bullshit, and you can't go really far with doing everything. That's it. You can't really go doing out with, you can't stand out by doing everything on social media. That's why I really prefer the likes of the great Steve Jobs. The great Steve Jobs used to, not used to, but brought Apple from its own deathbed to the huge enormous company we know, uh, because he used to specialize and deal with a few products instead of dealing with a huge number of products and then coming up with chunk. So you need to specialize on something which you are so passionate and interested in, and that can be either on YouTube and then it can be either on Instagram, TikTok, but you can also do some stuff, and that's you can first start with. For instance, now at the moment, I believe YouTube Shorts, as that's been said, and TikTok are the major places or the main places where you can find traction so easily. But you should also contemplate whether you need fame for a short period of time or you want to build something for a long period of time. And what normally scares me about so much, what scares me so much about social media is this whole idea that maybe within a short period of time, these platforms may become obsolete, may become dead, and that scares me sometimes. But you need really to find a nice social media platforms, probably which has some intensity, which has some easier what easier, can I say publicity? Yeah, an easy publicity, and you can be found so easily. So you can find your own social media platform which you can easily be located. And as it's been said, TikTok and YouTube Shorts are the famous one at the moment where you can gain traction easily. But if traction is not your ideal while you are pursuing these social media platforms, then you should use the best which you are at, and chances are you can succeed at it. But succeeding is another different story also. Another challenge which I believe social media, if you want to be a social media content creator, you are likely going to face is at the beginning of your journey. Be sure that you are not going to gain fame that easy. Thus, you need to prepare. Gaining fame on these social media platforms at your earlier stages, it does happen, but it's not a guarantee. You are not assured that you will be successful on YouTube in your earlier stages, that you have just joined within 1 month or 1 week. You have been monetized, for instance, if it's on YouTube. You have gained massive following if it's on TikTok. You have done an amazing job on Instagram. That's not a guarantee. But for sure, there are some people who I have seen who have gained massive following within a short period of time. And also I have seen other people who have died, can I say died? No, who have struggled so much on YouTube and they have not gained traction. There was another podcast which I was listening on, and there's this guy who was the guest on that podcast, and he actually said he had to grind for 2 consecutive years before he became known on YouTube. So it's not an easy task if you are interested to start a YouTube channel, if you are interested to have a massive following on YouTube. It's not something which is so easy. So you need to prepare yourself for what's likely going to happen. And one of it is you are you are you known to the public at your earlier stages is not a guarantee. Yet, yes, there are some people who get known on these social media platforms so easily, but most individuals you have to grind, and corporations do serve a great role. If you have collaborations and if you happen to make a good living and you can work for free, maybe remotely, then doing good collaborations can actually push you forward. Because I did a collabo the other day and I was in a good position to have a famous person. That's I am Mara's mom, and from our collaboration, I had an influence and I gained more than 7 subscribers. For me, that's so massive because considering what I have, that's really massive, and I really appreciate for gaining that huge amount of number of people from someone or through someone's influence. So it's really nice to have some collaborations since they can boost you forward. So I think that should also serve as a good lure to prepare you psychologically for what you are likely going to encounter if you are starting out on a YouTube channel, on a Twitter account, or a TikTok account, Snapchat, whichever platform, social media, so not social media, but Facebook, Instagram, whichever account you are going to start, then be prepared psychologically for what you are likely going to encounter. Another that issue which I believe you should also be careful when starting your own YouTube channel is on a niche. Mostly, I believe it's so difficult to come out with a niche during your initial stages because number one, most of the time, most of us get influenced because of the money which you are likely going to make on these platforms. Let's say YouTube. There, for instance, there are ni- niche. Can I say niches or niches, whichever word? So there are a lot of money. There's a huge amount of money which is made, for instance, on a niche which specifically deals with tech products, for instance, phones, cameras, and also those people make or they have a high CPM. Also, those people who travel bloggers also make some good money. People who deal with car reviews also make some good money. So coming up with a good niche really can ensure your prosperity. But another challenge then arises. So if you are going to pick a niche because of the money which is actually made there, or because it has a high CPM, what is likely going to arise if you don't make this huge amount of money, or if you don't actually succeed creating these good videos which can make you good money, then you are assured of failing, you are assured of regretting and giving up so easily if you don't reach your target as early as possible. Or sometimes even if you reach that target, you don't have an inspiration to move forward. So that's why when coming up with a niche, you should find something which you're interested to do, and you can even do it for free and make it be your niche. Actually, there are some people who I watch on YouTube who are doing cooking in their rural areas, who are doing farming in their rural areas, and they are really successful. But there are some people who also at the end who are making a good living doing something which actually some people may think that it's so stupid, but they're making a good living out of it. So for you as a person who is interested to do something which is so inspirational and you're interested in, then it's nice for you to come up with a niche. But also it's a challenge when coming up with a niche because there are some people, some of us tend to love almost everything. For instance, let I take my example. I really like traveling, but I'm limited because of cash. Cash is the main issue. You know, don't ever be sold the bullshit of saying that money doesn't mean anything. Money really plays a greater role in every individual, in every person. Money plays a great role. So don't allow anybody to sell you the bullshit of saying that money doesn't count. That's garbage. So what am I saying? I like traveling. I'm a person who like having one-on-one discussions. I'm actually heading to broadcasting. That's my passion. I love when we have some arguments, when we have some discussions, when you have some guests who you are interviewing one on one and knowing more about their lives. Such I love those conversations. And also I tend to believe I'm a big guy who loves not I tend to believe I'm a business guy. I really love entrepreneurship because of the freedom which is associated with it. Once you're an entrepreneur and you manage to be successful, then you're assured of freedom, which is not promised anywhere other than entrepreneurship. Yeah, you're responsible for different scenarios, but once you are a good once you are a good entrepreneur and you are a third person who is in a position to delegate some of the responsibilities which you can delegate, then you can have some freedoms which a 9 to 5 person can't really access to. You are kind of programmed and these freedoms you can't access them. So what am I saying? I'm a person who also loves entrepreneurship. But so these are kind of three conflicting ideas. Either I start a travel flow, a travel channel, or a travel account. Also, either I start another one which I said, I start maybe a broadcasting, that's video broadcasting, and also an audio format. The third one, either I do entrepreneurship. But these are three niches which I'm kind of confused which one am I supposed to do. So it's a problem which you should expect, but I believe the best thing you can do is to come up with the best thing which works for you. And for me, I tend to believe, from my point of view, is I tend to think that either you can have to get the one which you are more, can I say realistic, but which is more easy to make, and then from there you can pull these things which are kind of challenging as you progress, as you grow. So that's my perspective. So as I've said, we have already discussed about coming up with a niche. Also, we have also said there's a challenge of which social media platform can you use. And also we have also said we have talked about 3 points. Comment below which do you like and what are some of the points which you can add that content creators do face. So that's I've talked about the three ideas. And another idea which I believe is there are some people who get stuck between what thing can you give a priority. For instance, you're working a 9 to 5 job and you are not in that position to fully invest on content creation. First, as we have discussed it earlier, you are not assured of succeeding immediately. So there are high chances you can't make a living out of these social media platforms in your earlier stages. There are some people who do it, and those are what? How can outliers? Those are outliers, and they are not individuals. It's not every individual who can work that out. So you can't just leave out your job and then go start content creation. So how can you do it? For me, I tend to believe now when it comes to that case, what you are likely going to do is then now you should come up with a formula on how you can come up with the best schedule which can allow you to enjoy life at the same time to create content at your own leisure, at your own time. So don't leave, don't shift, or don't push forward your happiness. Don't for push. Yeah, you need to make sacrifices. That's a true. That's a reality. But you need to come up with the best case possible in order for you to succeed in this area of content creation. So for most individuals, I believe the best thing is come up with an amazing schedule which can assist you to program yourself just that you find room for doing other responsibilities, for example, taking care of your family, doing assignments, or showing some assignments to your kids, or doing some assignments for you as an individual who is a student, maybe doing your own job as a side hustle while building this following on social media. So I believe that's a good case scenario, but also you should give out your priorities. What do you prefer? Do you really want maybe in the near future to go content creation in full force, or is something which you want for it to play like I said also for the rest of your life? So you need to really to pick your priorities and what you see, what you want your future to look like. And if you are that person who wants your future maybe to be run by content creation fully, then I believe it could be a good idea to give also a good portion of your time or to do some good sacrifice to grow your social media platform. So I think also the issue of equipment, it plays a greater role. For instance, I also had a challenge on whether an equipment plays a great role in creating content, or I was just being stuck in my mind. I never wanted to do anything. I never wanted to progress. But if you are kind of faced with the whole idea that you really need an equipment in order for you to be successful on YouTube, then maybe that's not should be the case. I've started with any equipment you have. I really made a mistake of deleting a lot of videos which I had on YouTube. But what I want to say is even now this live stream I'm doing it is through YouTube, and I'm just live streaming from my dark room which is poorly painted. The lighting, as you can see, they're poor, not really poor, they're decent because it's a bulb. Once you remember that a few centuries, not not even a few centuries, even up to now, there are some people who can't manage to lit their own homes using electricity. So I'm kind of privileged to have a bulb lighting on me. So, but to be true, to be correctly right is what I want to say. Don't be dragged behind because of maybe you are lacking good lights, you don't have good equipment, you don't have good mic, you don't have a good tripod stand or a good gimbal which is handheld. So don't be dragged behind by those equipment, whichever item or equipment you have. Let's say it's a phone, let's say it's an old camera, whichever item you have. And I tend to seriously believe nowadays having a phone is one of the advantage which we really have. And sorry, those people who came earlier, or those people who started YouTube earlier in the 2007, 2006, never access. So whichever equipment you have, whether it's an iPhone, for me I'm using an Android phone, whether it's a Tecno, whether it's a Samsung, whether it's, yeah, whichever phone you have, just, or whichever camera you have, just start content creation. Because for sure, I need to be honest with you. The other day I was reasoning at the same watching and also processing. I was listening to this girl, Miss Trudy. He's not a girl anymore because he's married to Godema. So I was listening to Miss Trudy, and there's this kind of an interview, a segment which they had, and she probably said, she was asked by the guy who was interviewing her from Uganda, don't be realistic. Say what you earn. Not don't be realistic, but I need to use the good term. You don't need to be exact, but just give an average. What amount of money you make on YouTube? And this girl was actually, she didn't even state. She said that she makes between 80,000 to 10,000 US dollars. For those people watching me from Kenya, you understand how much money is that? Most MBs don't make that money unless they are stealing. That's to be honest. Unless they are stealing. Most governors don't make the, not even most governors, but governors don't make that money. They don't earn that money per month. They only have that shortcut of grabbing, but they don't make that money a month. So this girl said that she makes 10,000 US dollars. That's like 13, no, 1.3 million. And actually, most individuals, they say a few individuals earn more than $10,000 per month worldwide. A few. It's like a given percentage of world population earns $10,000 a month. And actually, that may be even not more than 10%. So imagine around 10% of around 8 billion people, those are around 8, 8 million or 800, I'm not sure. Around 800 or 8 million individuals who earn $1,000 per month. So what I want to say is don't give up on chasing this dream of being a content creator, especially being a YouTuber. I also saw Elon Musk. He said that, so for him this was kind of tricky, for those individuals who don't want to pay Twitter platforms in order for them to be verified or to have a blue patch. But even Elon Musk is going to start sharing his revenue or a Twitter revenue with content creators, those who have blue patch. TikTok, they started being in the US. I don't know if they'll move to Africa to start paying, but you can also make money through sponsorship, through brand endorsements. There are other means which you can make money on YouTube or selling your own products. So that's an advantage too. Also, platforms like YouTube, they pay according to AdSense. If you happen to have a good following from developed countries, you are going to have good money. And also you can have brand endorsements even if you have a number of viewers from your country. More especially, I really appreciate for those people who watch my YouTube videos. The majority are from Kenya, and also I saw India is promoting me. Also saw the United States. and also Britain, UK, United Kingdom. So there are so many people who are supporting me. And also I saw Canada. I really appreciate for those who are watching me from all over the world. Remember to like this video and remember also to subscribe. I really appreciate it. I don't take your time for granted. So what I'm going to say is there are so many ways YouTube allows you as a creator to have some freedom of selling your own products on social media. You can also have some brand endorsements on social media on YouTube. So it's a really good benefit for those individuals who want to aspire to be great content creators. You see, some people may say that you are not so gifted to make those $10,000 a month. You are not the chosen few, but if he or she made it, what if, imagine if you can make it? What if you can be the person who's going to make that money? I'm not saying money should be, I'm not saying money should be a priority. As you have clearly understood me, money should not serve a role. But whichever the case you say, whatever you are people you got from, in this modern world, in these current situations where we are, money really plays a great role in some people, in every person's life. You want to travel, it requires money. You want some food stuffs, you need money. You want to go to hospital, you really require money. So it's something which should be discussed actually, because that's why we have a lot of poverty within this country all globally. That's why we have some financial struggles, because we have never been taught about money. It's what we are teaching ourselves, and which which makes us to make a lot of errors, and those errors really don't play a greater role in improving our economic status. So we should discuss more about money. We should not shy away from money, but that's a topic of another day. So I'm saying money also, there is some money for those people who want to give up. So earlier, if you wanted to be your full-time job as a content creator, the most important thing which you need to do is find a good niche which you will specialize on. I don't know if you are supposed to use on or in, but find a good niche which you will specialize on. Come up with a social media platforms which you really enjoy doing or posting your work on. For me, I really tend to, I'm a big fan of YouTube. I've not been I've not been paid by YouTube, not even a single cent, but I'm stuck on this platform. I've not made even a shilling out of YouTube. I'm a big fan of YouTube. So if good you are a good person who's so quick in writing them, you can do Twitter or maybe Instagram. It can be amazing. Also, choose your niche, choose your platform. Be prepared for the struggle, because the outcome is not going to come so easy. So be prepared to struggle. Also, remember there's a lot of work which is supposed to be put on, which is supposed to be in order for you to be successful on this platform. And also persist. Don't give up actually, because giving up is the only sure way which you can be defeated. But if you continue pushing now and again, probably there will come your own time which you are going to enjoy the benefits, or you are going to live on your own terms, or you are going to reap your own fruits. So I really encourage for those people who are aspiring to be good content creators, who want to derive their own content creation to another level. Don't give up. We are not assured of being successful, but the truth of the matter is there are some people who have managed to make it on YouTube. So why not you? Why not you? So I believe I need to conclude there. My name has been Monsieur Augustine, and there are those people who managed to join this live stream. I really appreciate you. And also, if you are going to watch this video in a later time, remember to like it, You can also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And also, let's meet in our next episode. But I really have one individual here, I believe. So I need to conclude here. I need really actually to conclude here. So I don't know when I'm going to do my next live stream, but thanks for watching. See you in my next episode, which I will be uploading a video tomorrow, or see you in my next live stream. I don't know if it will be tomorrow or whichever day, but for now, thanks, goodbye.